So I know that she's super excited to be here today.
Exactly.
She's not coming for my gig though. The PowerPoint.
I mean, how could anyone? Nobody does it as consistently and as well as you do.
Just saying. Use a lane. I'm already here.
Oh gosh, we just always know what to expect when you arrive, Jean-Paul, as our speaker.
Wonderful.
It's a beautiful day here on the East Coast. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but my goodness, spring is here.
Spring is here.
I'm very excited. So this is like perfectly timed because this morning I'm driving my kids to school and my eyes are itching and I'm like, oh my gosh, it is allergy season. My headaches are going to start. My nose is going to start. Like everything's going to start up. So like this is perfectly timed, I think.
When you see the cars and you see like the layer of yellow, from all that pollen, I'm so thankful that I do not have allergies like other people. Like, no.
I thought you were going to say that you don't have a black car because I do, and you can definitely see it. It's
sure. I once heard that a white car is one of the best to have as far as like, yeah.
Yes. I never had, I don't, it always looked clean and you thought otherwise, but it did always look clean. We're starting, we already started live streaming. So hello, Facebook friends. This is the nonsense that goes on Zoom prior to us actually live streaming.
Yeah.
So we're happy to get to share this with you today. We have a very special guest, Sarah, who will be joining us shortly. I am John, a regional account executive here in the Northeast, and we're going to do things that we're going to switch things up a little bit because every time I'm on here, I always talk about our product giveaway. And I don't know if you stick around long enough to know that we actually give away really good items and not just, some random thing. It's your favorite Epicuren products. Today is CXC that we're giving away. And I have a wonderful bag here filled with names. To get your name in this bag, my handy dandy bag, it is the same bag, by the way. Like this is standing the test of time. It's like 2 years in, we got the same bag. Not even kidding. So yes, to get your name entered, you can enter to win by putting your name in the chat here on Zoom or commenting or liking the Facebook post. That'll enter you to win. You could add some additional entries to win by hashtagging Epicuren Expert. And it doesn't matter how often or how much you do it. In a week's time, I calculate them all up and your name goes in here. So let's see who wins the CXC. All right, everybody ready?
Excellent.
Our winner for today is, our winner is Carly. You're here, Carly.
Hey, Carly.
Congratulations, Carly.
Good for you.
Excellent. So if you'd like to enter to win, that's all you have to do. And let's see what else. We do have a wholesale offer code coming to you, 10% off your order, but we'll save that for later, Jean-Paul, don't you think?
That sounds great. I can go through what topics are coming up if you'd like me to do that.
I would love that. Thank you.
Excellent. Yeah, I normally talk about it at the end of our Zoom, but I'll talk about it at the beginning. So next week, if you have not already set your calendar, next week will be our monthly extended AOE. So we'll be on for about an hour and a half, featuring our lovely friend who's joining us today, Tina Christensen, who'll be talking about our new vegan collagen facial, which she put together with Lisa's help and a couple of other team members, a beautiful new treatment that is unlike anything that you've had from us. And Kevin Kiggins will be doing the demonstration for you. So it's going to be carving out about an hour and a half of your time next week. So we'll be starting, it's a half an hour early, correct? We'll be starting at 9 and noon. Okay, so that will be next week. So make sure if you have any new therapists, or if you've not heard about this facial yet, you'll want to learn more about it. And then finally, not finally, but then moving into April, we have the 4th of April, and it is our friend Joanne from English Rose. She is an account of ours that's in the UK that is on track to becoming a distributor with us. And so she's going to tell us a little bit about business in the UK, and we can do a little compare and contrast. So that will be great to kind of learn about how our products look over there across the pond, if you will. On the 11th, we'll be welcoming Cat Beauty. Her name is Krista, and she is one of our owners down in San Diego. And she has such a beautiful business. And she's going to be talking a little bit about conversations with retail. And then on the 18th, Sue Benito, a former New Jersey friend who is now residing down south, is going to be talking about cryotherapy. So we're excited about that. And then on the 25th, some more consultation information with Skincare by Jillian. So we have a packed roster of guests for the month of April. It's guest month. So we'll be excited to showcase those ideas for you and have you see some new faces. And then just tagging onto what Jonna stated regarding your hashtagging and getting entries into the magic bag, you can still take advantage and get entries to win doing or participating in our apron challenge. Even though we've already picked the winners for it, we do still have some people. BX Skincare posted over the weekend. She did a lovely apron pick. So if you have not done one, please feel free to take part in that and hashtag that, and that will give you some entries into the bag. And then you can also take part in our dry hand challenge. We're trying to keep my hands off of the entry because my Northeast hands, they're getting a little better now that it's spring, but you know. So if you haven't taken advantage of that, showcasing how you are liking the peptide-rich hand cream, you can do that also.
And it also, thank you for all that wonderful information, Jean-Paul. And now we should also take the time to, if there is a Zoom that you want to see or a particular topic that we haven't covered yet, even though it has been 2 years, we have covered a lot of topics, but if there is something that you want us to delve into more, or a question that you've been having and you don't feel like it's resolved, you can put it in the chat box and we're happy to take suggestions on any topics that you'd like us to present to you. I do think we have Zoom user may be our friend Sarah over there, is not?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
She was showing up that way earlier, that's why.
Oh, okay, okay. Where is she?
We're gonna
Okay,
give it a couple more minutes.
okay. Let me see.
We'll
here.
let her relax and settle in for a moment. Kathy, would you mind just kind of talking about Sarah for a moment and just giving us a brief introduction?
It would be my honor. Thank you, Jonna. Well, I am so delighted that Sarah Brennan is joining us again as one of our hosts of Ask Our Experts. Sarah is a friend. She is a wonderful account partner of ours down in the Orlando, Florida area. And Sarah brings with her such a wealth of aesthetic knowledge and love for Epicuren. So we're just so delighted to have her. I know she also, Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she teaches part-time as well.
Mm-hmm. So she's a part-time instructor at an aesthetic school.
Yeah.
And I'll just brag one step further. She's also getting her master's in Ayurveda and integrated medicine. So she's one smart cookie.
Absolutely. And if you haven't followed her yet on Instagram, she has some wonderful posts. I know she follows many of you. She's so active in the community. Her Instagram handle is at Fairview Lane, FAIRVIEW Lane .skin. So I know she would love for you. There she is. Hi. I'm plugging your Instagram because it's so awesome.
Mute. You're on
You're
mute.
muted. Love it.
There we go.
Yay.
How you doing?
I've been having technical difficulties all day, and trust me when I say I'm not one to make an entrance or be fashionably late. That is not me. If you want to give me anxiety, this is how to do it.
You're amongst friends, and we are all loving that you're here. So we're all here to zen out with you.
Well, I got my cardio in just now. Running. But I'm so excited to be here. I was logged in on the phone in my car listening, but driving in traffic. Apparently there was a pretty bad accident that I unfortunately got stuck right in the middle of, so even when you leave an hour and ahead of time, it kind of happens, and when it's unexpected, it's unfortunate. So but thank you guys so much for being patient with me, and I apologize for my tardiness.
We're just happy to see you and to have you here, Sarah.
Woo, thank you so much. So, okay, I was just looking around my room, making sure I had no business. I didn't even have to be here in my office, except for I did want to I have my products here that I wanted to feature. And so I ran here to my office. So hi, everyone.
Hi, Sarah. We're just happy you're here in
Thank
one
you.
piece.
Thank you. All right. So I do have a PowerPoint presentation. So I can go ahead and pull it up on the screen for you guys and kind of talk to you guys a little bit about it. I don't want to waste any more time. So let me go ahead and see if I can do that really quickly. Make sure I can share my screen really quick. And then I will pop that up there for you.
I hear that, Sarah. A couple of weeks ago, I presented, and thank goodness for Jonna. That's all I can say.
Yes, actually, we had a meeting this morning. Her and I. We did. We had a meeting this morning. So, and I see you still you're seeing let me see, I can put full screen. There we go.
Beautiful.
This is as good as I can get it for you guys. So
That's perfect.
hopefully that's okay. Perfect. Thank you guys. So welcome to Sinus Treats. So as we discussed before, it's springtime. So there are a lot of allergens in the air, and people are suffering from postnasal drip. Also, now really it is a matter of is it allergies? Is it a cold? Is it the flu? Is it COVID? We're not really sure. Everybody's kind of suffering from this sinus pressure postnasal drip. And so there's a lot of people that really want to have relief from these symptoms. So we can help them out. So I don't know the makeup of our group here, but I know that our family of Epicuren professionals includes everyone from estheticians to massage therapists to nail specialists, the whole gamut. So what's great about it is that Epicuren offers products that will be able to provide services to any of those clients who are within that scope. And you can use them in a lot of different ways, which is really, really cool. So what are the sinuses? So immediately we have to go to physiology, right? What are the sinuses? So they are actually hollow spaces that are in the face, and they're located behind the cheekbones, the forehead, and the nose. And they are actually mucus producing. So they do have a mucus membrane lining that actually produces the mucus. And we want that because that helps along with the nose hairs in our nose. It kind of catches those dust particles, it catches allergens, it catches pathogens that are in the air and traps them in that mucus. And hopefully we can either blow it out, sneeze it out. But when it gets too much, if there are too many pathogens or if there's too many allergens in the air, then our body will produce excess mucus. And then when that happens, it can cause pressure in the sinus region. And also it could potentially be signs of an infection. So let's talk about that. I'm gonna make this small on my side. So what is actually a sinus headache and why do we get them? So when you're talking about a true sinus headache, they are actually caused by excess mucus that cannot drain properly. So whether it's from allergies or a cold, some people have nasal polyps, which are like little growths inside the nasal passageways, or have a deviated septum. Those can all contribute to our faces and our bodies not being able to get that mucus out of our face efficiently. So a sinus infection is caused by an excess buildup of that bacteria. And when that bacteria gets trapped, it causes inflammation and then the infection, and we have to see a doctor for treatment for that. Now, when someone complains of sinus headache, if it is not an actual infection, 80% of sinus headaches are actually considered migraines, where the pain is felt in the nose area. And there's lots of reasons for that. A lot to do with the trigeminal nerve in the face and how that progression of pain actually occurs in the head, but we won't get into that now. So what can we do as therapists in the room? Well, one of the best lines of defense that we actually have is our Moroccan rosemary. So we have rosemary leaf oil in several of our products. I do believe it's also in our 3-in-1. Lisa, you might correct me if I'm wrong. But our Moroccan rosemary after bath moisturizer, as well as our rosemary love soap, they both have rosemary leaf in there. And so there are studies, numerous studies, that show rosemary has an anti-inflammatory and an antimicrobial, antibacterial, and antioxidant property. That's a lot of antis, but that's a good thing. Anti means against in Greek. So we're going to hopefully combat all of those inflammatory properties that are happening in our face. And actually a recent study, the most recent one that I found, showed that rosemary reduced oxidative stress and inflammation within the respiratory system. And that study was a direct result from COVID-19. People were looking for alternative treatments because antibiotics weren't quite cutting it. And obviously we're all concerned with antibiotic resistance. So when someone presents with chronic sinus infections or chronic allergies, they don't always want to be on antibiotics. They want to look for something that is natural. And rosemary is the most widely studied antimicrobial that I could find information on, clinically studied. And then, so our rosemary after bath lotion and the rosemary love, I've suggested for manicures, pedicures, if you have the ability in your place of business to do a foot soak, or if you have a Vichy shower, those are great places to be able to use the rosemary love to, really get that inhalation property going for rosemary. And then using the rosemary after bath in your treatments, whether it is like a full body massage, foot massage, hand massage, and especially neck and décolleté when we're talking about the sinuses. Even if we're just applying it here directly to the décolleté area, that is going to be ideal in getting people to gently inhale it. So that is one of the things that I like to use for sinuses, and both are great retail options. They're affordable and it gives people some control. Whenever I recommend retail, it's always about giving control back to the clients, because a lot of times they come to us feeling out of control, whether it's skin, sinuses, and whatnot. So giving that back to them is something where I focus a lot on, like, listen, you're not alone. You can actually take care of yourself, and this is how you can do it. Now, this is our dark horse for sinuses. I don't know if you guys realize this, but our Soul Exquisite Gemstone Oil is actually excellent for treating sinus issues. And the reason why is the three main ingredients outside of the carrier oils are pepper, vanilla, and wild orange. And right now I am studying Ayurvedic medicine. So I'm looking at the qualities that these three natural ingredients have on sinuses and congestion. So if we're looking at pepper, pepper has been used in Ayurvedic medicine to treat respiratory infections and congestion, and increases circulation, which is, if you're a yoga enthusiast or Ayurvedic, someone who's interested in Ayurvedic medicine, it is the Pitta dosha. So that's the fire, water dosha. Vanilla is also a Pitta dosha herb. I hope it's an herb. And it has soothing and warming properties. Anything that warms is part of the Pitta dosha. And then wild orange has sweetness, which is part of the Kapha dosha. So when we're going to apply that gemstone oil, we are going to increase circulation to the area. And also it's going to help with inhalation. So the sweetness from the wild orange, that will help to break up some of that congestion, as well as the pepper. Pepper does have a clinical study showed behind it with Ayurvedic medicine to treat respiratory infections worldwide that's been used for that. So I found that very interesting when I was researching all of our products and what would be used. So doing a full body massage using this, or just doing upper body hand and arm massage and décolleté neck and shoulder massage would be very beneficial to our clients with sinus issues as well. And we have a lot of treatments, whether it's body wrap and our facial that to go along with it. So you have a lot of options to give to your clients. The other product that I would recommend is the Relief Arnica Cream. And if you don't know where arnica comes from, arnica is actually a perennial flower similar to the daffodil, daisy, and chamomile family. So if you're using chamomile, you know that it helps to relax. So specifically arnica used topically can reduce swelling. And if you have puffy cheeks and if you have a lot of swelling, you can use that to help reduce edema topically. Also, it has topical analgesic properties, which means it kind of numbs the pain a little bit, which similarly to topical diclofenac or ibuprofen, but those have a much worse toxicity level. So using arnica in a placebo study actually showed that arnica was comparable to topical diclofenac or ibuprofen, and it is all natural and doesn't have the same toxicity levels as those prescription counterparts, which is always good. Menthol in studies also shown to break up mucus, and eucalyptus has antimicrobial and antimucosal function as well. The only thing I would definitely caution everyone is that generally we would want to stay away from pregnancy with arnica. Some people have asthma that can be triggered by menthol and eucalyptus, so we want to stay away from that. Or if they have an allergy to any of those ingredients, because if you have ever felt our Relief Arnica Cream, it feels great on pain, but if you're going to apply it to the face, we just want to make sure that our clients are comfortable with that because it can be very stimulating. Anybody have any questions so far?
Great information, Sarah. It's fascinating.
Thanks. And if anybody wants any links to my research, I'd be happy to email them this PowerPoint presentation and my actual research for it. So I put quick bullet points, but there are studies that I can email anyone who is interested in doing that independent research where I got the information from. So facial massage is where most of our clients are going to want to see improvement. They're usually going to have pain in their face. They're going to feel pain. So there are a couple of things that we can do in order to help alleviate that pain. One of those is lymphatic massage. Now, I don't know how all of the states, the different how the different states govern lymphatic massage. Sometimes as an esthetician, we can't actually advertise that we do lymphatic massage, but there is no way around an esthetician not being able to do lymphatic massage. The lymphatic system actually runs very superficially. So when we're doing our general effleurage and tapotement and all of those petrissage, we are already working on and with the circulatory system, muscular system, and the lymphatic system. So it's just about wording when you're talking about it, but the actual massage moves that you're doing are going to be to promote lymphatic flow in the face. And so we actually can help people who have draining sinuses or who have congestion, who have pressure, which is very, very nice for our clients. And it's a great thing that we can offer them. There are specific pressure points that can help. And normally, if you've ever had a migraine or you've ever had a sinus headache, there are points that we just naturally go to when we have those headaches. So those are going to be similar points and the same points where we're going to help our clients when they're having active pressure in their faces. The other type of facial massage, and one of the modalities in massage that we would use is tapotement to stimulate lymphatic and circulation. So if you don't know what tapotement is when you tap, like tapping, tapotement. So we would actually start with some tapotement, and then we would continue with facial massage, neck and shoulder massage, and then really, really focusing on the areas that are in discomfort and then pushing fluid in the direction of our lymphatic system. So the last slide here, I know it says it's almost the last slide. I didn't make another one. But so I'll quickly demo a facial massage technique that we can use and show you a couple of tools that you can use in the treatment room with someone who has sinus pressure. So the very first thing that I always recommend to my clients, if they're having an active problem, especially inflammation, especially if it appears that they've been sick, they haven't seen a doctor, and their pain level is high, or they've had prolonged symptoms, I always advise my clients to verify with their doctor that they don't have an active infection, because we would always want to make sure that we are mitigating any liability. We definitely want them to seek professional medical treatment first before providing holistic services, because we are a complementary medicine. So we're not their primary medicine. So we need them to see their doctor. And if you are concerned, it is okay to turn people away. That is the one thing that is hard for us to do. We always want to help, but if you think that they have an actual sinus infection, green mucus, that type of a thing, prolonged pain, I always suggest that they go to their doctor first before come seeing you. Maybe it's just a couple of days of antibiotics first to get that active infection under control, and they can move on. And then we can always offer them our wonderful products as a way to encourage that healing and give them some self-care at home. So with the self-care at home, they can do what's called an Abhyanga self-massage using our products. So I really recommend the Soul Gemstone Oil as one of them, as well as the Moroccan Rosemary After Bath. They can use either of those during their morning Abhyanga or evening Abhyanga treatment. Even if they have a personal steamer, they can do that. The other thing they can do is after that massage, they can use their Rosemary Love body wash in the shower and get that nice inhalation from the rosemary. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open up the. All right, so that's the end of my PowerPoint presentation. I can take off, I can stop sharing. Okay. So with that, we can go ahead and is there any questions so far?
Sarah, Mitzi had a question. Do you suggest using a neti post or post care also?
A neti pot.
Oh, pot. She
Yeah,
wrote
neti pot.
post. I'm reading it on.
Neti pot for post care.
I do love neti pots. They're challenging for some people to use because you have to like tilt your head a certain way. I actually prefer getting like a saline spritzer, and you can buy them over the counter, and then you just kind of lean and use that, and the pressure will kind of push through your sinuses. And so that is great for clearing out mucus. So if that's causing the problem, then yeah, clearing that out naturally with saline is definitely preferable. I prefer that over a decongestant because decongestants make you really, really dry. And then if you have dry sinuses, especially if you're in a cold climate, you're going to be more prone to nosebleeds. If you have your face is vascular, but some people have surface blood vessels a lot in the nasal passageways. And so when they're irritated, they can bleed, which can cause nosebleeds for people very easily. Yes, purified water for sure. And I see bromelain works great for Valerie. I don't know how I would do that inside my nose. I'd be scared with bromelain, but that's something to look at. I'm trying to think. So as far as doing massage goes and getting your lymphatic system kind of opened up. So the first thing that I always would suggest doing, and there's two different ways, because obviously I'm going to, demonstrate on myself, and you would do it on yourself, or you could show your clients how to do it on themselves, which would be different than if you're doing it during an actual treatment. The first thing that you would want to do is you would want to kind of open up your lymphatic system, and you can do that with tapotement. So you actually would start with gentle tapping here along your breastbone and into your axillary area. So if you are familiar with the lymphatic system, you have reservoirs. The main reservoirs are here in your axillary area and then in your groin area. So, and then they don't have valves, so there's not like one specific direction, but the goal is to get that kind of fluid towards these reservoirs where they can interchange with your circulatory system and clear out those toxins or clear out whatever is causing inflammation. So we would start with tapotement here on the chest area. And you can actually do gently here along the sides of your neck, because you do have lymph nodes that run up and down, perpendicular here to here, but so parallel here to your cervical spine. And you just have to do it gently, because remember, your lymphatic system runs just underneath your skin. It actually is part of the transepidermal junction. So if you're familiar with that layer of the skin where the dermis meets the epidermis, there's no blood vessels within our epidermis. So there's lymph nodes and there's blood vessels that lead right up until in the dermis. And that's where all of that exchange of toxins, exchange of fluids is occurring. And so we are going to help move that along. There's also lymph nodes that are located right here underneath your jaw. So you would gently press and move back, and you don't have to press, you can just glide. And as you see, I'm not using a glide right now, but in a specific facial or massage or during a treatment, you can start with an application of the rosemary after bath here on the chest, and use steam even at that case. So it can be like a effervescence, like a vaporizing treatment, and let that steam go on. If you're just doing it as specifically as a facial massage treatment, that feels really, really good. Warm steam is great for inside the sinuses. So then you're tapping the neck, and then you can actually start tapping here on the sides, and you can tap all the way around the ears. Now, what we're doing by the tapping is we're just waking up the sinuses. You can also tap right here underneath the eyes, underneath the orbital bone, just under the zygomatic arch here. And you could tap all the way around the orbital bone. And all you're doing is just tapping really, really, really lightly. And then you can tap around until you comfortably can stop. Now from there, I would switch to gentle effleurage, and you're going to do gentle effleurage strokes back and forth, and we're warming up this décolleté area. The next thing that I would do is, so when we go up, we're stimulating, right? So with lymphatic drainage, we really actually want to go down. Now we don't want to pull on the skin. And remember, we're just doing it really, really lightly. So we're going to start using our hands and just go gently down. So you can start by right here at the center here where your eyebrows are and your corrugator muscle. You can start by doing gentle circles. And you can do those gentle circles all the way around your orbital bone. And then you can end here. Now you have lacrimal ducts here. So like where what makes your tears. So a lot of times that's where things are going to get stagnant. And after you've already done the tap, so we've kind of woken up that area already. And then we would do gentle massage around that area. There's also a point here next to the nostrils, and we would just gently massage those in a circular motion. And then again, underneath that arch, you can actually do light back and forth, up and down between your nostril here and the corners of your mouth. Do that just about 20 times on each side. So between all of that effleurage, and we're pushing, and then every time we're going to move out towards the side of the face and then down, and we're going to lightly feather out, down, and push out, and then always end with massage right here on the décolleté. So that that is that is kind of the technique that I do for sinuses, doing a lot of the pressure. To use as a glide, I do like the Defy Age oil. It doesn't have a specific characteristics for sinus pressure, but I do like it as a glide. And I also like using gua sha tools that have been in the fridge, or glass globes and that have been in the fridge. Doing that with our silver ion mask is actually really, really good. So if you have someone with sinus problems and they have a lot of pain on their face, cool silver ion mask, and then with those cold globes on top. So it's a winner combination. I think I'm done.
Sarah, that was amazing. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Sarah. I love the content.
There's a lot more of it, but I had to. So if anybody wants the actual like research that goes behind the presentation, then I'd be happy to send it to them.
Thank you. We can definitely send it out to the email list. Everyone puts their email into the comments so we can get that information out, and all that wonderful work you did on the PowerPoint. You know, I appreciate that. So, well, thank you very much, Sarah. If there's no other questions, we want to thank everybody for joining us today. And we appreciate Sarah putting all the effort that she did into not only the massage portion, but all of the back study on sinuses and how our aromas help those sinus conditions. So thank you, everybody. I hope everyone has a great Monday and start to your spring.
And Jean-Paul,
Bye-bye.
forward, wholesale offer code spring, 10% off.
Yes, wholesale offer code is spring. Oh my God, I almost forgot. So yeah, wholesale offer code is spring for 10% off your order today.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for the reminder. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.